name's Derek from Tomcat Gas Training, and welcome to this video all about these. Well, it's not really about these, it's about cleaning stainless steel boiler heat exchangers, but we're going to be using this little tool and this malt vinegar to do it. But before we get into this video, please can you take some time to subscribe because it helps the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because you want YouTube to tell you when we're uploading the videos. I'm not going to tell you when it is, I'm sure you know by now. But anyway, let's stop waffling and let's get on with it and find out how we use these to clean a boiler heat exchanger made of stainless steel. Now, the first thing we're going to use to clean this stainless steel heat exchanger is this malt vinegar. So let's get over to the kitchen and get this prepared for using to clean it. Come on then. So first thing, get our malt vinegar and squeeze it in. And we want a 50-50 mix. Now, malt vinegar isn't as strong as white vinegar. So it's about half as strong, I think. So you can use malt vinegar and make it a little bit weaker with more water. But you can play around with it, but you can use malt vinegar if you want to. I'm only using malt vinegar because that's all Lidl had. They didn't have any white vinegar. So I've just put some of the vinegar in just an old squeezy bottle, which had some chemical in which I've cleaned out. We just make a 50-50 mix. Give it a bit of a shake, and that's going to clean, hopefully, the heat exchanger for us. So let's get downstairs and find out if it actually does. Now, the first thing we're going to use for cleaning this heat exchanger is we're using the vinegar mix. Remember, 50% water and vinegar, and we can use white vinegar, but when it comes to cleaning we need one of these. We can't use anything abrasive, so you're not using anything like steel wool or anything. You can use this nylon scouring pad, which you can find in any supermarket. So this is a bit of a manky one, which we use here for cleaning on the portfolios. So first of all, I need to remove the heat engine away from the heat exchanger, which is easy on this boiler because it's nearly all done for it. Now, just a word of warning, remember some manufacturers want this gasket replacing every time you take the heat engine out. Some manufacturers, like Baxi, say check it and make sure it's not damaged in any way. And it's flat and nice and still a little spongy. So that's the gasket. Let's get it out of the way. Now we can see this heat exchanger is pretty damn filthy inside. So, glad we picked this one. If you remove the heat engine and the combustion chamber is in this state, my advice would be vacuum it out first before you start to clean it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, I'm just going to do a little test strip first, just to see if this works. Now, when you're doing this, you've got to make sure that the condensate trap's still in and the condensate pipe is still connected. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with stinky water all over the place. So I'm just going to spray it on. Now, don't really worry about getting a little bit on the insulation on the back. Don't soak it, but don't worry if you get a little bit on there. Now, spraying that on there already, it's starting to go shiny a little bit. And I've not even scrubbed it yet. So let's use our little scouring pad and give it a bit of a wipe and see what happens. Now, I have wet this, so it is slightly wet. Ooh, makes your eyes smart though. Well, I can pretty much say that has worked pretty well. Now obviously I would have to make sure that I wash all that through because it is acidic at the end of the day. It's not as acidic, like I say, as white vinegar, but it's still acidic at the end of the day. So make sure you flush loads of fresh clean water around it, otherwise you're going to end up getting pinholes in your stainless steel heat exchanger. But this 50-50 mix shouldn't make much difference as long as we wash it away. So that's using the vinegar. It works pretty well. I don't want to spend too much time cleaning it up because I want to use the little whizzy tool to see how good that is going all the way around. And that I suppose you could spray it with a little bit of watered down vinegar first, but I just want to see what it does without using any kind of chemicals to see if it does clean it up. So let's get the whizzy thing in and see if it cleans it. So it's time to use this little brush. Now this little brush just comes with this little end bit here. This you have to buy separately. Okay, so there's two things you've got to buy. The little brush, which is about £4. So cheapest chips with the nylon bits on the end, and then this is just like a standard drill extension bit which you can buy. So that's what we're going to be using to clean this heat exchanger. We also need to make sure we use our safety glasses because we could be getting bits of debris flying off. Now this time we do have to make sure we protect the back here, this heat shield here. We need to make sure we don't break it up. Now what you could do is cut a piece of cardboard the size of there, the diameter of there, and put it in. You could do that, that would be a good idea. But just for demonstration purposes and see how this works, we don't really care if we damage the back, but you will. So basically all we do is place it in and turn it on and go around the heat exchanger. So let's give it a go. Let's look at the difference of that then. Oh my word, it's a shiny one. So let's continue around the heat exchanger and see how good this actually is and how long it takes to clean this up. So let's have a look and see how good it's cleaned it. Now I haven't used any cleaning chemicals, I haven't even used water on this. As you've seen, it's just been basically using the brush to see if the brush can clean it up. Just make sure you go the way of the bristles that way, because if you try going the other way it doesn't work very well. So let's have a look now and see what it's like. So hopefully you can see how shiny that's made it, and if we go to the top there you can see where I've left it dirty to show the difference. Maybe you can see it more there, yeah, so you can see it there where I've cleaned it. So you can actually see this has worked a treat, cleaning that up. Now you could spend ages doing this, but like I say, I just spent a few minutes doing it. But there's the two different ways of cleaning. We can either use the vinegar or we can use this brush. Also, you can buy like little spatulas, if spatula's the word, like a flat knife, where you can get in between the actual bits of pipe going around the heat exchanger so you can clean the gaps to get down there. That's another thing, so you can buy them. A plastic one would be better than using a metal one, but one of the boiler manufacturers actually make one for you. So that's another good way of cleaning the heat exchanger, as well as using that. Just make sure once you've done all this cleaning up that you then get a spray bottle again with clean water in it and spray all the way around and pour water in so it actually gets rid of all the debris. And then after you've done that, make sure you clean out the trap, the condensate trap, because otherwise you're going to be leaving a load of debris in the bottom of the condensate trap, which could end up blocking up and which could end up giving you a tide mark like this. So if you do take a heat engine out and open the heat exchanger up and you see a tide mark like that, that's a good indication the condensate trap has blocked up at some time in this boiler's life. But I can't stress more, guys, just make sure you don't damage that heat shield at the back, otherwise you're going to be replacing that heat shield. So that's using this little cleaning brush and vinegar to clean a heat exchanger. Now this is only for the stainless steel heat exchangers, guys. Aluminium heat exchangers, you can clean them to the manufacturer's instructions. You won't be able to get this in anyway, but some manufacturers do make cleaning brushes for their own heat exchanger. But if you've liked this video, why don't you give me that thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If you've not subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe because it helps, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because you want YouTube to tell you when we're uploading videos, Mondays and Wednesdays. So all I've got left to say is thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers.